God with us. Today, I will teach you how to name your character using method from famous best-selling authors. Method number 1. Cultural and historical naming. This method is used by George R.R. Martin, the author of Game of Thrones. George Martin has said that he doesn't usually use the same first letter for first names and last names. Instead, he looks at history. He studies the time period, the culture of the world, and the society of the characters. Then, he builds names that feel real. There are 3 key questions when using this method. What culture does this character come from? What social class are they in? What naming rules exist in this world? Let's look at an example. Question 1. What culture does this character come from? Jon comes from the North. The North is inspired by medieval age, like Scotland and England. This culture values honor, duty, self-control. Another fact is that names in the North are simple and serious. That is why names like Jon work. Question 2. What social class are they in? Jon is the illegitimate child of a noble house. He grew up in a castle. He is trained like a noble, but he is not allowed to inherit lands or titles. This is where the word Snow matters. Snow is not a normal family name. It is a social label. It tells everyone that Jon is a bastard. The name doesn't describe who Jon is. It describes what he's not allowed to be. Question 3. What naming logic exists in this world? In Westeros, bastards are given regional last names. These names show their social status. For the North, in Game of Thrones, the name is Snow, so the name Jon Snow means Jon, a normal simple first name, Snow, a permanent social mark. His name tells the reader one thing very clearly: this character belongs everywhere and nowhere. Just take a look at this interview.
One of the things about names when you're a wee tiny little writer just starting out, one of the things they teach you is when you're writing a story, never give 2 characters in a story names that begin with the same letter, because the reader will confuse them. And I followed that rule for many years, but then when I was writing Ice and Fire, I said, wait a minute, I'm planning on having more than 26 characters. What am I going to do here? Am I going to name them like X-Fred? Or I decided to ignore that rule. In fact, reading history, I decided to go even further. If it's bad to name 2 characters, give characters names that start with the same letter. It's really bad to give 2 characters in the same story the same name. I looked at, reading English history, which was the inspiration for that. If you read English history, and you guys are Canadians, I presume you know a little of English history, everybody in it is named Edward and Henry. It's really, the history of England is a history of Edward and Henry, and occasionally Richard.
Method number 2 is called speed of recognition. Stan Lee was one of the most famous comic book writers. He created Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and many more characters. His goal when naming character was simple: make sure readers remember the name instantly. To do this, names must be easy to say and easy to recall. Stan Lee was not trying to make names realistic. He was thinking like a brand designer. The name had to be clear, catchy, and unforgivable. Stan Lee often used alliteration when naming his characters. Wait a minute, let me explain you. Alliteration is the term for when 2 or more words start with the same sound or letter. Peter Parker is the perfect example for this method. Peter Parker uses the same first letter for both first and last name. This makes the name easy to remember and fun to say. And of course, Peter is a common name in the United States. Method number 3. Meaningful names. In the Bible, names are never random. They tell us who the person is, what they do, or their destiny. Most biblical names have a meaningful behind them. Samuel, God has heard. David, beloved. So, based on this, we could formulate two questions. What does this character represent? What trait or destiny defines them? Example, your hero could have a name that means courage or hope. Isaac's name is more than just a label. In the Bible, it tells a story about his life and purpose. His parents, Abraham and Sarah, were very old when he was born. His name, which means he will laugh, reflects the joy and surprise of his birth. So, in this case, imagine a hero in your comic who is meant to inspire hope or carry a legacy. And of course, let's finish this video with God in our heart. Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth.